Good morning, class. Today we will be learning about ancient Egyptian numeration systems. First, I'm going to show you an image. Looking at the image, who can tell me if they know what these are? If you answered Egyptian hieroglyphs, then you are correct. Egyptian hieroglyphs were a formal writing system used in ancient Egypt. Hieroglyphs consisted of logographic, which means a letter, symbol, or sign that represents an entire word, syllabic, which is based on syllables, and alphabetic, relating to the alphabet elements. Hieroglyphs totaled over 1,000 characters that each had their own distinct meaning. Ancient Egyptian numeration systems have very similar symbols to the hieroglyphs that you would see in Egyptian writing. A numeration system is a way of symbolizing and working with counting numbers. These are your numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up until infinity. There are no decimals, there are no fractions. These are just our natural counting numbers. The symbols used to represent the numbers are called numerals. Most numeration systems facilitate counting through the technique of grouping. Grouping allows for less repetition of symbols, which makes it easier to interpret the numerals. The size of the grouping is referred to as the base of the number system. Ancient Egyptian numeration utilizes a base of 10 and is made up of 7 symbols that represent the powers of 10 up until 1 million. The first symbol that is utilized in ancient Egyptian numeration systems is a stroke, which looks like this. Today, it might be known as a tally. And this has a value of 1 or 10 to the power of 0. The second symbol utilized in this system is called a heel bone. This is represented like this. The heel bone has a value of 10 or 10 to the power of 1. The next symbol utilized in the system is called a scroll, which looks like this and has a value of 100 or 10 to the second power. The next symbol is a lotus flower, which looks like this. Depending on who's writing it or drawing it, it might look a little different. But for the purpose of today's lesson, this is what ours looks like. And the lotus flower has a value of 1,000 or 10 to the third power. The next symbol represented in the ancient Egyptian numeration system is a pointing finger, which will be drawn like this. The pointing finger has a value of 10,000 or 10 to the 4th power. The next symbol represented in this system is the burbot fish. Some call it a tadpole or a frog, but in ancient Egypt it was primarily known as a burbot fish. For the purpose of today's lesson, we will be using this symbol to represent it, but it has been drawn as an actual tadpole in some ancient Egyptian numeration systems. This fish has a value of 100,000 or 10 to the 5th power. The last symbol utilized in the ancient Egyptian numeration system is an astonished person, and that looks like this. The astonished person has a value of 1 million or 10 to the 6th power. Let me get you another visual so you can understand how these symbols work with our place values that we learned about last week. So the stroke will be in the ones place because that has a value of 1. The heel bone will be in the tens place as that has a value of 10. The scroll in the 100s. The lotus flower in the thousands. The pointing finger in the 10,000s. The burbot fish in the 100,000s. And the astonished person in the millions. For today's activity, we will be learning how to express our traditional Arabic numerals as ancient Egyptian numerals. So the first example we have today is the number 18. As we learned about place values in our previous lesson, the number 18 only has 2 place values, the tens and the ones. So we're going to fill out this chart below by how many of each place value there are. So we'll start from the right. We have 8 in the ones place and 1 in the tens. There are no hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, or millions. So we just place zeros in those spots. Next, we go to this chart and we determine how many of each symbol we'll need to represent our number. Because there's only one tens place, you only need 1 heel bone. Now, because there are 8 ones in 18, you need 8 strokes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Simple. Now let's try something a little harder. We're going to be working with the number 1,234,567. So working from the right, you will see that you have 7 ones, 6 tens, 5 hundreds, 4 thousands, 3 10,000s, 2 100,000s, and 1 million. This can be represented as a single astonished person for the million, two fish for the 100,000s, 3 pointing fingers for the 10,000, 4 lotus flowers for the 1,000, 5 scrolls for the hundredths. 6 heel bones for the tens. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 7 strokes for the ones. 4, 5, 6, 7. Now each separate symbol is known as a group. So this is a group of its own. This is a group. 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 And this is a group. The next part of the activity will be for you to try this on your own. If you have any questions, feel free to raise your hands. I will be here to assist you. Thank you for participating in today's lesson.